We begin with breaking news just moments ago. The House voted to impeach Attorney General Ken Paxton. 121 House members voted in favor of the resolution, well over the simple majority threshold they needed to reach in order to impeach him. I'm Darrenisha Heron. Tony Plohesky is here with me. Here's a live look at the House floor where that vote just happened. This investigation stems from Paxton's request for taxpayer money to pay $3.3 million to settle a lawsuit between Paxton and whistleblowers within his office. Let's bring in senior reporter Tony Plohesky to break all of this down and what this recent vote means.
Darrenisha, this is a historic day in Texas. This vote happening, I wrote it down at 4:56 this afternoon. Again, 121 votes in support of impeachment, 23 against. Of course, all afternoon we heard impassioned testimony from both sides of the political aisle, both supporters of Ken Paxton and those determining that he does need to be impeached. Again, this is the third time in Texas history, the first time in nearly 50 years that this has happened. So indeed, Darrenisha, a historic day for the state.
Definitely historic. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the articles of impeachment and why he's in this situation in the first place.
And if we can walk you through those right now, we actually have a list of them. There were 20 different articles of impeachment, and you can see the charges there on your screen. Some of them were charged more than once. This all goes back to allegations that were levied against Ken Paxton 3 years ago nearly by his internal staff. His high-ranking top lieutenants took information to the FBI that they believed he was engaging in a number of different criminal offenses, Darrenisha, including bribery and abusing his office. That triggered not only an investigation by the Department of Justice that is still ongoing, but it also triggered a lawsuit brought by 4 whistleblowers within his office. Over the past several years, we have seen that lawsuit winding its way through the court system. But what we now know triggered this investigation within the House was a proposed $3.2 million settlement that Paxton reached with those whistleblowers. And earlier this year, we know that he came forward asking the state lawmakers to approve using taxpayer money for that $3.3 million settlement. Lawmakers took a look at it and said, well, we can't make this determination without fully investigating what led to the circumstances that led to this proposed settlement. So that is what led us to where we are today.
Right. And within those articles, there are a lot of other reasons why we're talking about this today. And some of it has to do with allegations of a mistress. And we know that this will have to go to the Senate, where his wife is a member now.
That's right. The next steps is that immediately, as of today, and because of this vote, Ken Paxton is suspended from holding the office of the state's top attorney. This now must go to state senators in coming days. There is no determination yet for when the Senate may take up this issue, but we know that the Senate will now have a trial, or they're expected to have a trial in the Senate, and it is the Senate who will determine whether or not this suspension of Ken Paxton from his office becomes permanent.